without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to this amazing brand, introduce you to our experts, professionals, and leaders of the company in 1 second, but let's see who Myoderm really is for.
Mom, teacher, nurse, wife, sister, friend, supporter, advisor, chef, bedtime reader. Take a breath. We are here to support you. You deserve a good night's sleep. Naternal, for moms and everyone we nurture.
And we all have one of those in our lives. We all need to be nurtured, or we need to pamper someone else. So I want to bring on stage those who are going to pamper our minds, learning about these products from Naternal. So I want to bring on Tasha, the National Sales and Marketing Manager for Naternal, and also Kayla Hall, Chief of Staff and Master Educator. Welcome on, gals. How's it going?
We're doing great. Thanks for having us, Johnny. Hey there, Beautytap world.
Welcome and thanks for the wait. We are hyped up. We are ready to learn more about amazing hemp derivatives and CBD. We have learned so much today, and we cannot wait to learn supplementation, topical, and your philosophy in it. Earlier, I had mentioned everybody is seeing CBD in different lights. We are seeing different brands, different pitches, different percentages. It's hard to really understand this product, and I'm so happy that we have started having conversations, not just here. We've had our CBD talks. Thank you for joining those, our Beautytap talks. We've had Clubhouse conversations about this, and the world is learning. The FDA is getting in. The world is seeing the benefits, and it's past word of mouth. The beauty professional, like all of our experts on the call here, are getting to learn about it. So I heard from Tasha. Do we also have Kayla there? You somewhere in the background? Yeah. Okay. I just wanted you to get a hi to say hello. How's it going? So I want to hear a little bit about the brand, because your brand has such a beautiful story, and just comes from a place of learning and growing from ourselves and from others too, and really putting forth our mission, I guess you could say, into the world. So Kayla, how did we start? How did Naternal start, and kind of what's that story, and what's your brand ethics and statement?
Yeah, of course. Thank you, Johnny, for having us, and Beautytap people, everyone. We're really excited to be here. So I'll take you through a little bit about the Naternal brand and who we are, and then I'll tell you a little bit about our founder story. So pretty much Naternal was created because our families couldn't find the CBD products that they trusted out on the market. And so basically we created this brand to give to our own families. And so you can trust giving them to yours, because we would actually give these products to our families. So what we were finding out there is that a lot of brands were just basically throwing out these products that were not high quality. They weren't what they said that they were. So we wanted to clean that up in the industry. So back in 2017, Garrett and April, the founders, their daughter was having night terrors. And so they had some really bad experiences with pharmaceuticals. And they decided that they were going to try a more holistic approach to helping their daughter. So basically, I can pause here to let you guys read through this story a little bit. But basically, Garrett's father had issues with a lot of different pharmaceuticals, and it led him to commit suicide. And so basically, Garrett had this really negative look on these pharmaceuticals, and he never wanted his family to have to take any of them. So fast forward, when his wife and him were sitting in the office, basically being told that their daughter needed to be prescribed these drugs, they immediately, full stop, would not move on. So Naternal was born that day. We needed a choice, and Naternal was built because they've had bad experiences. So it was built so we will have a choice, but also so you will have a choice in basically delivering these natural products that can help your family. So the whole brand essence is this motherly figure. We really believe that the female predominantly, Naternal's for everybody, but what we focus on is that female in the household, because we think that she's the one bringing in these products. She's doing the research. She's reading the panels. She's the one that's basically making these wellness decisions for her family, whether it be for her own sleep issues or maybe pain or whatever she might be wanting to use that for. But it might also be for her child, like Garrett and April's daughter, or it might be for her elderly parents who are suffering from arthritis. So either way, we think that that is the person that is bringing these wellness products into the household.
This is hitting a little close to home for some of us, because I'm sure many of our experts out there have been touched in some way by those who have had to deal with some of these harsh drugs prescribed from doctors, and just seeing how that can really affect them long-term wise. And then even for me, my mother is actually she just retired, but for her life, she's been a social worker for physically and mentally handicapped, where so many of her friends and clients are dealing with things like epileptic seizures and things like that. And it's always been going to, drugs, to harsh stuff. And I'm so happy in this time that we can find these alternatives that are natural, and can have such amazing benefits, fast benefits for issues from this, from sleep. And we all have different varieties of variations of needing some help with sleep, right? To some of these more intense things, to even pain relief, where we can get away from a reliance on some of these crazy things. We don't, those scary demons out there and those crazy ingredients. So thank you so much for continuing that message and educating the world. We talked previously about topical for skin, but now we're going to learn muscle, and we're going to learn supplementation wise. So thank you, Naternal, for doing that for us.
And we all have somebody in our lives like that could benefit from products like this. So like everybody that works for the Naternal team, we're here for a reason. Like, we're here because we've had these same experiences. We're not just here to push a brand to people. Like, we truly believe in these products.
And you use them. We were talking previously of the use of them, and I know I'm going to hear some experience from our audience of the use for them. And I will say this is an important just cliff note. Because we are working with supplementation, make sure that if you are accepting this review round, that if you do have internal or stomach problems, that you are consulting with your physician, your doctor, or you said pharmacist, right? I want to make sure I got that one right. So that you can make sure that it's a perfect product, because it is a supplement, and then also it's secondary topical too. So
I was just going to mention briefly, if you have any other medications that you're taking, a pharmacist is a great person to ask for any drug interactions. So just be careful with that, and just consult, because not all the time you can get into your doctor. We say talk to your doctor as well, but sometimes the pharmacist is a good backup if you're not able to get in touch with your doctor.
Definitely. So I want to dive into a few core aspects. Our experts now are getting pretty versed with our editorials, with our Beautytap talks you are on, but we always have new experts. So a question I wanted to throw at you is one, and we can answer these different ways, but first I want to hear just at a top note, just very simply, what is the importance of the milligrams, the percentages, how is that linked to potency? And then I want to hear a little bit about why pricing is all around the board for CBD. So tell me a little bit about the milligrams, the dosing, and then let's hear about pricing, why that's just everywhere, and why that's an important feature to Naternal, why pricing is so important.
Yeah, so with the milligrams, so you'll see there are tons of different products, tons of different delivery methods, tons of different dosing, and it's all very confusing. And so basically, at Naternal, what we've done is created this line of products that is based on this 20 milligram fundamental dose. And basically, we sell our products at a 600 milligram per bottle, 1200 milligram per bottle, and a 2400 with graduated droppers. So you're able to really dial in your preferred dosing. We always recommend starting low and introducing it slowly into your system, because you don't want to start with the 80 milligram right away. What you need to do is work it in and basically start taking a low dose in the beginning and then seeing how it affects you before introducing more. Or if you decide you need to scale it back, you know, you kind of get to dial it in over that first couple of days and week. And so basically what we're finding also in the industry is that a ton of brands are just putting, you know, a tiny bit of CBD, and then whether it be in a topical or a tincture, and then they're just selling it for very high, outrageous prices. And so what we try to do is basically make these products that work at this high potency, but at a price that makes sense for the general consumer. And the reason why we're able to do that is because, one, we control our manufacturing through our parent company, Root Bioscience. But two, a lot of brands are still charging what we call black market prices for basically before the Farm Bill, before it became federally legal. These prices were really high, and then kind of right after the Farm Bill, the prices were still high. But that bulk ingredient that goes into these products, the hemp that's being processed, it basically plummeted in cost to brands. And so a lot of brands haven't passed that savings on to the customer. And so what we're basically doing is we're passing that savings on to you, because we believe that everybody should be able to have access to these products, you know, lower income and all of that. So basically we just want everybody to be able to afford these products.
One thing I want to shout out, we mentioned in our previous slot, transparency of packaging. And I shared with you guys a story of, won't dive into it, it's embarrassing, but basically I found a CBD product from a brand that was very vague and used it incorrectly. I know how to use a good product, but you know, you got to read the packaging sometimes, right? And I don't know if you're going to see this on lighting, probably not. But as you see on the screen, your products actually on the boxes have the milligram, the dosage, have the direct milligrams of major ingredients like CBD and CBN products, which were ingredients which we're going to dive into, and transparent to the actives, the menthol, the arnica, and different ingredients. So I want to just merit brands who do that. I know we mentioned that, you know, FDA doesn't allow a lot of things, but I'm happy that you call out the things we know that works, like the CBD, like the menthol, like the arnica, ingredients that have been used, you know, for a few, you know, thousands of years. I think the FDA doesn't need to tell us those work. I think we can see that those work. So thank you for calling those out, percentages, and being transparent, and having eco-friendly packaging too, which I do like that too. So thanks so much about really diving into the milligrams, really diving into the use of that. And also shouting out that those milligrams, correct me if I'm wrong here, but it's not just, it's so much more than what's in the product. It's also packaging and size. You can have, you know, a body cream that's 2,000, but, you know, sizing of packaging affects that milligrams. Is that correct or wrong? I hear that floating around.
Yeah, definitely pay attention to that, because, for example, we have our muscle cream, which we'll talk about in a little bit. It comes in two versions of the same size. One has 1,000 milligrams, which is 10 milligrams per pump. And then the other one has 2,000 milligrams, which is 20 milligrams per pump. So you just have to be careful there, because a lot of other brands might be a little misleading on the exact size and dosage and stuff like that. So you want to know like the per application or per dose measurement to actually compare it to, because most brands are really only calling out that full volume basically in the total package.
Got it. That's an amazing note there too. So really pay attention, because you could have something humongous, like big packaging, a big body pump, and it say a certain milligram, but are you really getting that too? So watch out for packaging, look for transparency, or just go try Naternal, because they do it all. Like, there you go. So let's talk about products, guys. So our first product on the roster, we are going to have Tasha shout out one of her favorite products, which is the Cbd Cbn Restful Tincture. And I definitely want to know about what CBN is. So Tasha, take it away.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so excited to tell you about this product. It is a part of my daily routine. And at this point in my life, I don't feel that I could live without it any longer. And, you know, I could also argue that this might be the most important beauty product in your arsenal, because who agrees with me that a restful night's sleep is essential to looking and feeling your best? So it's funny, Johnny and I were talking about this a little bit yesterday, and you know, I mentioned, you know, how are you liking the product? Do you love it? And he's like, well, you know, I'm one of these people that could just fall asleep, like probably on a beach or, you know, on a park bench or whatever without any problem. And I said, you know, you are a very lucky man, because that is not the case for me. I have struggled with issues sleeping basically my entire adult life, which I attribute to my, you know, daily anxiety and stress level and OCD and whatever else that keeps my brain running at all times, and, you know, makes it almost impossible for me to shut things off and go to sleep. So this product, if I take it an hour before I head to bed, provides me personally with the most restful, uninterrupted night of sleep. I can get 8 hours easily, and don't wake up during the night, and wake up feeling amazing, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed without any grogginess. So for me personally, this has been a game changer. So what makes this product really different from a lot of the CBD tinctures that you'll see out in the marketplace is the fact that it features CBN. So CBN is associated specifically with, you know, more of a sedative effect. You know, of course, there's still a lot of research being done, and I can't wait for more research to be done to really sort of prove the effects that we've been told by, you know, our customers, by our friends and family that they experience from CBN. But it is associated specifically with relaxation and sleep. So, you know, unlike just a plain CBD product, which will, you know, tend to help with anxiety and can really be nice for your daytime stress, you know, this product specifically is designed to help you get a restful night of sleep. We've also complemented the natural sort of hempy flavor that you would expect from a CBD product with a natural blend of vanilla and lavender, which is really delicious. I mean, you can still taste a little bit of that hempy goodness, but the lavender and vanilla really just accentuates that natural flavor, and it's really quite tasty, in my opinion.
Great, and it's like some of us are taste people and texture people.
Sure.
And I already know you guys. What I have loved about this is, yes, you get a little bit of that taste for sure, but it goes away, and then you're left with that really beautiful vanilla herbal tea, lavender kind of taste to it too. So
totally,
one of those things. First impressions, don't judge, because it's the benefits that are important, and I love the taste after it too. No long-term taste or anything like that. I saw Erica in the chat function, Tosh, and she kind of like me says, you know, everybody's body chemistry is different. And so everybody, I do expect you all to have different experiences. I'm really excited to read these reviews. For me, like I said with you, Tasha, is, you know, it didn't, for me, I go to sleep in a second. So this, I cannot test this in that aspect of did it get me to sleep faster, because I close my eyes and I'm dead. But the pleasures of getting more mature, just like a fine wine, let's say that, I do deal with anxiety I've never done before, or, you know, mild panic attacks, TMI, but hey, that happens for some of us. I noticed some of you mentioned that in the chat function, and this has really helped calm those in a very natural way. so that I don't have to rely on things like medication and things like that. Of course, consult with your doctor on what's best for you, make your own decisions, but at least for me on a personal level, and I've seen some of you in the chat function in Utah, is it has benefited for that. So I do like it for that. And I'm okay with that herbal taste.
Yeah, you should, because that's how you know that it's working, right? I've seen some of the questions in the chat too, and I see that, some of you are asking if you could add this product to like a nighttime tea or something like that. And yes, you 100% could do that. I want to kind of explain to you how I think the product is best delivered in terms of, getting, feeling the effects as quickly as possible. So
also tell us what not to take it with. There are some specific things you have mentioned to not take internal supplements with. And tell us if it should not be heated like in teas, if we should avoid heating. Those are two things I'm seeing in the chat.
Yeah, no, I mean, adding it to a tea would be fine. That's not going to make a difference as far as the efficacy. But what I would recommend to get the fastest results possible is to take the product sublingually. So the way that you'll go about doing that, and we recommend 1 full ml, which is going to be 40 milligrams of CBD and 5 milligrams of CBN. That's the exact dose that I take every night, and it works great. So what I would do is go ahead and fill up your dropper just like so. And then I take a dosage just right underneath my tongue. So I lift my tongue up, take the dosage right underneath. And then I try to hold it there as long as possible, because you've got all these mucous membranes underneath your tongue, and they will actually absorb the product more quickly. And so you'll feel the results much faster than if you just swallow it and it has to be processed through your stomach and liver. So, if you can hold it underneath your tongue as long as you can, and then when you can't hold it any longer, swish it around your mouth, make sure that you get one last go at all those mucous membranes, and then you can go ahead and swallow. You should feel effects. And, like you just said, Johnny, everyone is very different. Everyone's body chemistry is different. But on average, you should feel effects if you do take it sublingually, anywhere between 30 minutes to 60 minutes for most of our users. That's what we hear.
One thing I'll throw out there, and please start throwing, I see some of your questions out there. I think we answered the question. It can help you get to sleep, but everybody's different. For me, again, it didn't. But what it did help me with, and this might just be a one-on-one case, is it helped me actually dream differently. I don't dream. That's a weird you're getting a lot of information about Johnny today, guys. So sorry. But I don't. This is true to a lot of males. We have black and white dreams, short dreams, or no dreams. I actually don't dream very rarely. So this actually helped me dream. Not sure that's what it was for. I just might be going crazy in my old age, but that has helped me too. And I want to point out, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but Tasha kind of showed it. Each dropper actually, it easily indicates the milligrams that you can take in the package, which I don't think you're going to be able to see this. This is why I have my product shot cam. There you go, where you can actually see the percentage and what to take there too. So you guys have done such a great job with that. So thank you. I want to shout out packaging, because I know our designers take, years to create some of these packaging, and then sometimes we just throw it away. Appreciate every aspect of beauty is what I want to say. Is there any medications? This is from Roxanne. Is there any medications this should not be taken with? Or I think you have mentioned before specific citrus types that are blood thinners. Tell me what we should not be taking this with in conjunction with.
Yeah, we do recommend that you not take any blood thinning medications with these products. And grapefruit can sometimes interact with certain medications. Again, I highly recommend that you consult your own physician or a pharmacist before, taking a supplement like this. They would be much better equipped to guide you in terms of your own personal medication protocol. So, that would be my recommendation for sure. Kayla, are there any other medications that we know of that we wouldn't recommend taking with this product?
Probably just no other nighttime sleep aids, but the big one is the blood thinners that we hear all the time from pharmacists. So definitely check on other medications that you might be taking. One other thing I did want to call out, because I think I saw it in the chat as well, is how long will this last? So if you are taking the full 40 milligram 1 milliliter dose, this is basically a 30-day supply if you take it every night. 30 servings of the 1 mil.
Got it. So we should not mix it with other sleep aids. Melatonin, we should probably not mix it with, correct? I saw
people do formulations with CBD and melatonin, but because you're getting the CBN, we just don't think that you need that extra bit. So, I wouldn't recommend mixing it. Pasha, have you heard anything about that?
I haven't. Melatonin is another natural supplement, so I can't imagine that it would be any major issue. I guess it would depend on the number of hours that you had to sleep that particular night. If you've got 8 hours set aside, then probably you could just go for it. But, again, I would consult your pharmacist with any actual interaction questions. I did see a question in the chat in regards to wanting to know specifically about what CBN is. So CBN is one of hundreds of cannabinoids that are naturally present in the plant. And, we're only just starting to learn about the effects of each specific cannabinoid. CBN specifically is, thought to help with sleep. As I mentioned earlier, there's very little research being done on minor cannabinoids right now. So a lot of what we know is just anecdotal. But, from our patient community and from our friends and family, it is very helpful in that sort of sedative use case.
I have a question, and this kind of leads into what we were saying from Rhea, is what percentage do you suggest starting with? I think it's a good idea, especially on the melatonin subject, is try little by little, start slow, go up, and then you really find the dosage that helps you. But anything you can dive into or instructions when someone's starting out who has never tried this before?
Yeah, of course. Like Kayla mentioned earlier, we kind of base all of our dosage on that starting 20 milligram dose. So that would be half of a dropper on this particular product. So definitely start with half a dropper if you're new to this and see how your body reacts. If you don't feel like that particular dosage was sedative enough for your use, then go ahead and go for a full dropper. I have nights where I'm like, I want to get 10 hours tonight. Like, let's see if I can really turn it up, and I'll go ahead and take 2 droppers sometimes. I don't need that much to fall asleep, but if I really want to, get a really long, uninterrupted sleep, then, I'll go ahead and take 2. You're not going to overdose on this product, but I definitely recommend going low and slow and, seeing how your body reacts when you take it the first time.
Since this brand is created for, of course, everybody, but with mothers in mind, of course, the mothers need sleep. They need to relax, have post-birth, needs for it too. Let me ask this. This is kind of a multifaceted question, but 1, can a breastfeeding mother utilize this internal supplement? 2, is there a specific age that a child who does deal with something like epileptic seizures or needs a CBD product, what age can we do? And of course, 3, talk with your doctor on that. But I want to hear your insight into that.
Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't recommend using this product if you're a breastfeeding mother. I'd be interested to know your thoughts on that, Kayla, but that's my perspective on that particular part of the question. As far as using CBD products for children, we actually do manufacture a CBD gummy specifically for pediatric use. So that gummy is dosed at 10 milligrams. It is from our Made for Millie line. So Millie is Garrett and April's daughter that we mentioned earlier in the segment. They're our founders, and she was actually the reason that this entire brand was started. So yes, we do think that CBD can be useful for kids for a variety of different uses. But, Kayla, do you have anything to add to that question?
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on the breastfeeding aspect. There just isn't a ton of research. And what we like to do is, we look at the research behind things before we recommend it and so on, and before we make these formulations. And since there isn't a ton of research and it's kind of been told to, like physicians and stuff, what we hear is pretty much avoid it for now until they understand how it works. Yeah, in regards to kids, every kid's different. Definitely, we would recommend starting with the low and slow, but usually, like with children, most of our customers that are doing providing CBD products to their kids, they're starting with either an isolate-based product that is just CBD, has no other cannabinoids, and just is straight CBD, so they can make sure they're not being exposed to THC or some of these other cannabinoids, and the effects aren't too intense. The other option is a broad spectrum, which is basically a THC-free version that we have products for as well. It's the green boxes on our website. Those would be your THC-free products. And again, we can't really make or give you medical advice or anything and say that it's going to be for everyone, but we highly suggest you talk with your child's doctor before giving a supplement. But we have, in our personal experiences, found that certain children have benefited from these products.
Beautiful. And I'm sure we will dive into a little bit more in our Q&A, but we have one more product to get to and we're running out of time. So, Kayla, one of your favorite products here, and for those dealing with muscle aches, arthritis, after gym, after childbirth issues, there's so many things this can benefit. Tell me a little bit about the CBD Muscle Cream a little bit. This is actually going to be our expert's first topical product and body product we've had. So tell me who it's for, how to use it, and the benefits they can expect from it.
Yeah, so the Muscle Cream is one of my favorites because it, you feel it working. It's more, instead of a systemic approach internally that works over time, this is a more fast acting. You put it on that specific area, and then that's when you're going to feel relief. And it's enhanced by menthol, arnica, camphor, eucalyptus, other ingredients that are very well known that are helping with the pain relief, but it features a very strong amount of CBD. And so I think I was kind of I heard it on the last brand too, be wary of products that, have way too much of these other ingredients and then no CBD, and they're claiming the CBD does everything. Well, we've enhanced it with a stronger amount of CBD because of that reason. And so basically for this product specifically, what I do is if I have a pulled muscle in my neck or anything like that, that's when I'm applying this product. I also like to go cycling. And so what I found lately is, my legs would be killing me after, and I apply the Muscle Cream and have pretty good relief after that. But what I've started doing is applying it before, and it's kind of like a cool experience where it's really cold on your legs, while you're working out. And then afterwards, I'm not feeling as much pain. I do reapply, but instead of just act, it's more of act before the pain happens instead of after. So I've been experiencing some different effects that way. But basically, research has shown that CBD has these powerful anti-inflammatory properties. And so that's why we decided to develop this muscle cream that is enhanced with menthol and arnica. A lot of elderly patient or people that come to Naternal, they are using it on, their hands and other different areas that, they might be experiencing pain. And then a lot of other people are using it for exercise, or if they have a pulled muscle or anything like that. And so basically what you're going to get with this product is a very strong menthol smell, you're going to that. So definitely that it dissipates over time. With that being said, it is a 20 milligram of CBD per pump with about 100 pumps per container. And we do have a 1,000 milligram of this product as well, but this is definitely our best seller. You know, people want that extra strength. And so this product specifically, it retails at $60, which you'll find a lot of other products similar to this are in the 100 to 200 range. So that we think that that's outrageous. So that's why we've priced it right around $60. And another aspect of this product is it doesn't have any harsh preservatives or anything like that. It's more of a natural approach to a topical product, where a lot of what you find out there in the industry is that people are using like a cheap base formula and then infusing it with their CBD. We have really spent time on this formulation, and we know like we're all for that natural approach. So we're not trying to put these harsh preservatives in there.
What I love about this product is, one, again, packaging, super easy. Two, amazing, amazing. Can you read that? Can you read that? Sizing right there. And it is very effervescent. It's very refreshing. I feel, unlike say an icy hot or something like that, I feel that burning. Some of us may think that means it's working. This isn't like that. I feel the calming from within. And I enjoy that sensorial aspect of the spearmint in there too. It's not too heavy. It is, how to say it? It is in between. It's a creamy, watery body cream. It's not too light. It's not too heavy. It is amazingly refreshing. And this is for any age too. What I love about this is it smells like double mint gum. It smells fresh, but you know, with some of these other muscle bombs, if you're coming around the corner at the gym, it smells like granny, right? We don't want to smell like granny. We want to smell like, you know, someone about to run a marathon. And I like that too. So amazing products here. There's a lot of questions, but we're almost out of time. So let's just jump right into our Q&A. Sound good, gals? Okay. Because I know we have some great questions here. So we're going to finish up this call with our Q&A, some ending notes, and then our Beautytap ending notes. But for Q&A, please raise your hand if you have a question. I'm going to shout out some questions from the chat function that have been floating around there. And then when you are done, if you come up on stage when I call you and when you ask your question, please mute yourself after. But first, I have a question, and I'm sorry, I missed who it was from, but we actually talked about this, Kayla, and they want to know if they have clients who they are suggesting this to take it supplementation-wise, is there a possibility of the low percentage, the trace amounts of THC showing up for the works drug test or things like that? So I did get that question. So what's a quick answer on that one?
Yeah, so we have some information about this. We actually just recently wrote an entire blog about drug testing and CBD. So if you're interested, definitely check it out on our website. But specifically what we say is that anybody that's taking these products, because the testing that they're doing right now for drug tests isn't that sophisticated, on a molecular level, all of these molecules look very similar. And so it's not always able to distinguish between the different ones. So we just recommend if you're subject to a drug test that you should avoid, definitely take a broad spectrum, if you know, just to be a little bit more safe, or an isolate based product instead of a full spectrum product, because those trace levels of THC, it's very rare for people to fail drug tests. Usually if you fail, it's because of misuse or you're taking way too much of it, but it's possible. We have seen it. So definitely be careful there.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Let's bring on the stage one of our editorial writers and amazing experts. Tracy, what question do you have for the gals at Naternal?
Hi, Kayla. Hi, Tasha. It's so nice. It's so nice to see you again, Kayla. The Beautytap Talks interview was fabulous because I was right in the heart of the CBD editorial I was writing. Tasha, my question is for you because I have been taking the Rest for almost a month now, and you said you used 2 droppers, and I was wondering, is it okay to take it like in the middle of the night? Because sometimes I will wake up, and it sounds like that would be totally fine, whereas usually they tell you don't take something again. But it would be okay to, like maybe 2 or 3 hours in, if you wake up, take it again?
Yeah, absolutely, Tracy. I think you would want to experiment with this a little bit to see how your body reacts to that, so that you don't end up groggy when you do need to wake up. So I guess it would depend at what time you woke up and how many more hours you would be able to sleep. But yeah, I would say that if you still had 5 hours that you could continue sleeping, go right ahead and take another dose if you feel like you want to.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And especially for the tip about swishing it around your mouth.
Yep.
I hadn't thought of that. I put it under my tongue. That's wonderful. Thank you so
Well,
much.
at least you got that first step right.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks so much, Tracy. From the chat function, I have Elena. So for some women who are going through menopause, will this benefit or hinder their sleep? So that's a great question. And then I have a second one from her too, but anything you can weigh in there for that specific time in the life?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have specific information to share with you in regards to that, but I don't see how taking this product would be any issue for anyone going through menopause. In fact, I would think that it would be really helpful in terms of relieving some of the anxiety that can come with that. And giving you just a really nice, restful night's sleep. Kayla, do you have anything to add to that in regards to menopause?
I would just add that we don't have like a ton of evidence for menopause specifically, but we do have reports from customers that they're using these to relieve symptoms of menopause. There are even, people relieving symptoms of PMS and all sorts of different issues that we ladies face. And so what we're finding
PMS
is
for sure. CBD is wonderful for that.
Yeah. So a lot of the similar symptoms that people are turning to CBD products for, I mean, that we hear it all the time that people are finding those benefits. But again, everybody's different. Everyone's body chemistry is different. That's why we're putting you in control of your dosing and giving you guidance on where you should land. But at the end of the day, you need to dial in your self-care routine and kind of just see what works for your body.
Yep.
Great. So I think we've answered a lot of questions. I know there's a few out there. In general, you guys are loving this for all, especially the body cream, for so many aspects. Be you 12 hours on the set, be you having arthritis, those who have loved ones with different forms of muscle issues, all great. If you have an injury, of course, let that heal. Do not put this on open wounds. So I saw some questions about injuries there. And I love that it really stimulates the blood to help that blood flow without interacting with too many things. The last question I did see, we think we answered this, is other than blood thinners, is there any other medication that cannot work with this, like cholesterol medication or any other body ailments that if we have, say, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, or anything like that, that we should avoid using the internal supplement with?
I would just say, again, it's on a very specific, medication to medication basis. And so we aren't, the medical professionals that can really give that advice. And so we're just going to underscore talking to a pharmacist, because they're going to have that background knowledge of all of these, and they're going to have come across CBD products a ton. A lot of pharmacies even sell CBD products, so they should be well versed in what will directly affect with the supplements.
Okay, there you go. So of course they can reach out to you. We're going to throw up some of your social tags to learn more. You guys have some amazing information on the site, your own mini blog, and I just posted today onto the Beautytap Expert app our editorial all about CBD and your brand Naternal. So please, experts, go check those out on beautytap.com. Go check out Naternal site. But hey, I think we learned enough. Still room for more, but let's finish off this call. Is there anything else you want to say before we bid adieu and finish off this call?
Naternal, at the end of the day, we make products that work at prices that make sense. We did talk about this motherly essence, but Naternal at the end of the day is for everybody. And we are educators ourselves, so we are trying to basically, create some I guess we're trying to shed some light on all the confusion that's out in the industry. So check out our blog page, send us an email. We're really I'll answer your emails personally sometimes. So we have a small team here looking to just basically spread awareness and help you throughout your journey. So feel free to reach out to us. Don't be strangers. And thank you so much for having us. And thank you, Johnny.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank
Tasha
you. Happy birthday, Johnny.
What was that?
I said happy birthday. I'm spilling the beans.
That's a secret. Don't tell people that. So, but now I have to deal with that. So thank you so much, guys. So experts.
I had to.
I don't want to hear happy birthday, but what I want to hear is an amazing thank you to Naternal for those